Hello everyone. This video is dedicated to folks in CS-12J who want to set up their own local development environment. This, by local, I mean if you have your own computer and it's running either Windows, Mac OS, Chrome, or Linux. This video should be general enough to help folks install the software stack for these operating systems. We're gonna see a couple different softwares today in this video. We're gonna see a graphical user interface, which is kind of like a program or thing that you can interact with using the mouse or keyboard. We're also gonna see a command line interface, which is you can think of it as typing commands into a terminal, and those commands are meant to control your software or hardware or any other computer processes. Okay, let's start off by describing what a development environment is. In Java, when we program, we typically start off with source code. You can think of source code as a text file. The text file contains code that we'll later run. In order to run a source code, we typically use a software program called a compiler. The goal of a compiler is to translate this text file into machine code. The reason why we might want to convert this to machine code is because computers can't really execute source code text. So we would put it into a compiler, like a translator, and then it's going to translate the text file into another thing that your computer can understand. Okay, we'll talk about this more later, but you can really think of this as source code is like human readable, and then the compiler will translate the source code into something the machine readable. Okay, let's start off with the goals for getting this environment set up. There's just a couple things we have to download and install. One is a text editor, and then next is the environment used to compile. These are the recommended softwares that I would suggest. You don't have to use these, but they're good. It's good for starters. In a couple of weeks, you'll see me use a different code editor, but VSCode is a good start. So here, let's go through this installation. VSCode is a text editor. You can think of it as like Microsoft Word, but it's not really Microsoft Word. It's more pure than that. And let's go ahead and install this. So you can go ahead and click this link, and it should lead you to Visual Studio. I'm on Windows here, so I'm gonna go ahead and download it. If you're on Mac or Linux, it should automatically download the correct one. There we go. I just downloaded it. It's right here in my downloads folder. So I'm gonna go ahead and install it. Let's double click this exe file. Oh, you know what? I already have VS Code actually. I'm gonna quit all of this. So yeah, folks can go ahead and continue those installation steps. I already have VS Code over here. Yeah, okay, I have it. Cool. Once you have the Visual Studio installed, let's go ahead and get the second piece of software. This is called the Java Development Kit, or JDK for short. In this class, I'm going to be using one of the newer versions, JDK 25. JDK is a kit that contains multiple softwares. One is the compiler. So let's go ahead and install this. So here I have a link. The installation will depend based off whatever operating system you have. Make sure to click on this right tab. Once again, I'm on Windows, so I'm going to click on Windows here. And I would suggest downloading this exe file over here, this second one. It's a yeah, most of these will work, but the second one is probably a little easier. Okay, so here I have the JDK executable. Whoops, let me change my view here. Okay. Before I install it, I just want to back up a bit for the Mac people. If you're on a Mac, there's a couple different options. You will see a ARM64, and we'll also see a x64. ARM64 is typically for the newer Macs. Usually, if your Mac doesn't have if your MacBook doesn't have like a light up Apple logo, then it's probably this newer one. The newer Macs don't have the light logo. So if you're using an older MacBook that does have that light logo, it's probably going to be using this x64 version. These are computer architectures, so the newer one is here. Okay, so yeah, if you're having trouble with this, there are installation instructions down here. They are quite dense, so that's why I made this video. The video is really to summarize these arguably dense documentation. So yeah, you could look at this for more info, but I'm gonna just get straight to the point over here. So once again, I did download the JDK Windows, and it's located in my downloads directory. I'm gonna go ahead and double click it and install. Okay, cool, and then press next. Okay, cool. It looks like it's all installed. Let's go ahead and verify that our environment is set up correctly. There's a couple ways you can do this. One way you can do it is by opening up your terminal. In Windows, you can look up PowerShell. On Mac, you could look up terminal. So I'm gonna look up PowerShell because I'm on Windows. Okay, here's my PowerShell. This is a command line interface. It's a terminal where you can type in commands and then control things from here. So in this terminal, I'm gonna go ahead and type in Java space -- version and then enter. And if all went well, you should see some version numbers here. We're using Java 25 and the date is here. If you didn't install it correctly, it's probably going to give a error like oh, command not found or something. If you're having trouble with this, feel free to reach out and I'll take a look at it. Okay, cool. So we have our whole development environment set up. In particular, we have the VSCode. So VSCode is right here. You can search it up. So here's VSCode, and then finally we have our Java development kit, which we can visualize in our terminal. Okay. Another quick thing that you might want to be aware of. Visual Studio Code also has terminal command line functionality. You just have to go on this top left bar and look for the terminal button. It's over here, .. terminal. You can click on new terminal here and it should load up a, oh, I gotta press trust. So let me trust over here. Perfect. There's a terminal down here. This is the same as the PowerShell that I loaded up earlier. So if I load up the PowerShell here, these two are the same. The terminal on the bottom right here is the same as the terminal here on the right. So you could use VS Code to edit your text and interact with your program down here. So once again, I'm gonna verify Java-version just to show. And yeah, there we go. We have our software stack set up. Okay, that's it for this video. In the next one, we're going to do a hands-on activity and end up with a Hello World program. So stay tuned for that.